Hello everybody, and welcome to this instruction video. In this video I'd like to show you how to make part 2 of Sophie's universe, which is this part here from the green to the light blue. In this video I'll be using cotton 8 yarn and a 3mm crochet hook. Now, to make part 2 of Sophie's universe you of course need the pattern, which you can find on the designer's website. It's designed by Dedri from lookatwhatimade.net. And you can find the pattern on her website. I'll also put a direct link in the description below this video where exactly you can find this pattern. What's important is that I have permission from Dedri to make this video for you, so I really hope this is a useful video. You can also check out my own website if you want to see more projects. Look on it'sallinanutshell.wordpress.com. Thank you for watching and a lot of success with making your own Sophie's universe. So we're going to start round 9, which is the continuation from round 8 in part 1. And we start with a new color of yarn. And we're going to be making a standing double crochet. And we're going to be making this in the stitch where we ended the previous round. So in this stitch here, I made a slip stitch in the previous round. So that's also where I'm going to start. So a standing double crochet in that stitch where I finished, like so. Then chain 2 and another double crochet in this same stitch. Like so. And this is what's referred to as a V stitch in the pattern. So it's a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in one stitch, this little pattern here. Okay, so then chain 1, and now you're going to be skipping a few stitches and then make another V stitch. And you're going to skip 3 stitches and then make a double crochet. So now do count this properly because it's easy to accidentally skip too many stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3 stitches you're skipping, and then in the 4th stitch enter into and make a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet, like so. So now you've made another V stitch. Again, chain 1 and we repeat. So again, skip 3 stitches and then the 4th stitch we make a V. So 1, 2, 3, a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet and chain 1. And like this we continue all the way around. So we're almost completely around. This is number 23. Made the chain 1. So now I'm going to be making one more V stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3 stitches I'm skipping. In the 4th stitch make a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet, chain 1. And now if you did it properly you will have exactly 1, 2, 3 stitches left over here, and that's also the gap that you need to bridge until the beginning. And then enter into that first stitch, that standing double crochet, or a chain 3, or the 3rd stitch of a chain 5 I should say, and close with a slip stitch, like so. I'm going to be using a different color in the next round, so I'm going to cut off my yarn and pull through and tight. And this is what round 9 looks like. Work away your ends and then I'll see you for round 10. we start again with a new color, and in round 10 we're only going to be working in the chain 2 spaces in between, well, in the V stitch from round 9. So we're only going to be working in these spaces here. We're not going to be working in the chain 1 spaces. So that's very important to realize here, that if you do work in these chain 1 spaces, you're going to have way too many petals, because we're only going to be making 12 petals in this round and only working in the chain 2 spaces. So I've got a new color yarn on my hook, and I'm going to start with a standing single crochet in a chain 2 space. So enter into that space and make a standing single crochet like so. And now I'm going to be making 4 treble crochets in the next chain 2 space. Now a double is once over and a treble is twice over. Through the chain 2 space and then pull through once, twice, 3 times. That's a treble crochet. Then again, that's 1 treble, that's 2 treble, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th one, all in the same chain 2 space, like so. I'm just going to move them over a little bit, because we're going to be making 4 more there in a moment. But first we're going to be making a little picot here. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. I've actually got no idea how to pronounce that. Make a chain 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to be making a slip stitch on the first of these 3 chain stitches. So let me just show you exactly where it is. I just take my needle. You've got here 1, 2, 3. So this first one here of these 3, we're making a slip stitch into. So you're going back on your work, enter into that first stitch and pull through, and that gives you a little ball, and that little ball here is called a picot, or maybe picot, I'm not sure. My French isn't that good, to be honest. From here onwards we make 4, we in essence do exactly the same as this side, but then on the other side. So we make 4 more treble crochets in this space here. So that's twice over, and in the same chain 2 space, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, 3, like so, and then of course number 4, 1, 2, 3. So now you've done 4 treble crochets, and in the next chain 2 space going to be making a single crochet like so, and that is a flower petal. And this we're going to be repeating, so repeating from here with the treble crochets, the picot, the trebles, and the single crochet. That we're going to be repeating all the way around. I'm going to show you once more how to make this petal. So in the next chain 2 space, okay, let me just unknot my yarn here out of the camera. In the next chain 2 space, make again 4 trebles. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. Again, going to move them over a little bit And now we're going to make the picot again, so that's chain 3, like so, and then go back into the first of these chain 3 stitches, go back on it, enter into that stitch and make a slip stitch. And this, there we go, is sometimes a little tricky, so take your time for that. Then 4 more trebles in the same chain 2 space, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. And make a single crochet in this chain 2 space here. Like so. I just put it down. You can see how you've made 2 flower petals now. So we go like this all the way around. So in total you will have 12 of these flower petals, and we close the last one with a slip stitch in this standing single crochet from the beginning. So go all the way around, and then I'll see you for the next round. Round 11, I've got a new color of yarn, and in this round we're only going to be making a few stitches, but you need to pay attention exactly where you're making your stitches. We're going to be working in the first and second stitch of each petal, and stitch number 7 and 8, so that's the last 2 stitches. You have a choice. You can either work in the entire stitch or work only in the back loops. It's up to you. If you want this petal to have more definition, you work only in the back loops, and otherwise you work in the entire stitch. I'm going to work in the entire stitch, but it's up to you what you do here. I'm going to start with a standing half double crochet. So I've got my yarn over, and you need the very first stitch of a petal. Now see here, you've made the single crochet, and immediately this little loop here following that single crochet, that's the space you want. Enter into that stitch, pick up the yarn. Oh, I've done something wrong. I should have held on to that yarn, like so, and pull through completely. It's a standing half double crochet. In the next stitch you make a single crochet, so that's the second stitch from the petal. And now you're making a chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're going to skip all of these stitches, and in the second last stitch, so that's stitch number 7 from all the petals, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You make again a single crochet, and I'm quickly going to make that single crochet, and then it's good if you make that chain 6 at the back of the petals. It doesn't really matter where you leave it at this moment, because from here onwards you're going to be building on that again. So it's in essence a little framework that you're building for the following rows. So that's a chain 6, a single crochet in the second to last stitch, and in the last stitch of this petal you make a half double crochet, like so. Then on this stitch here in the middle you'll be making a regular double crochet. So in that stitch on the single crochet stitch, make a regular double crochet, like so. And then this in essence is your repeat unit. So we're going to again start with a half double crochet and a single crochet, chain 6, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet. So you can see the symmetry of what you're doing. So a half double crochet in that first stitch of the petal, like so, a single crochet on the second stitch, like so, chain 6, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then again on this side in stitch number 7, or the second last stitch of the petal, you make a single crochet followed by a half double crochet in the last stitch, so half double I should say, and a double crochet in the stitch in between the petals, and that is the repeat unit, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. So if I just bring that forward, you can see what you've made. So this repeat unit here, you're going to do that all the way around each of the petals. You're going to close with a slip stitch in this half double crochet here that we started with. So repeat this and I'll see you for the next round. Round 12, I'm using the same color as round 11. If you're using a different color, you would now make a standing single crochet in the stitch where we just finished. I'm of course using the same color, so what I'm going to be doing is make a slip stitch, or chain 1 I should say, and then make a single crochet in this same stitch where I just made the slip stitch in, so like so, and in the next stitch, this single crochet stitch, I'm also going to be making a single crochet. So I've just made a single crochet on the half double crochet and a single crochet on the single crochet from the previous round, so 2 single crochets. In this chain 6 space here, I'm going to be making 6 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, like so. And then on these 5 stitches here, we're going to each be making 1 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and this is what you're going to be repeating. You're making 6 single crochets on the chain 6 space and 5 single crochets on each of these 5 stitches that you've made in the previous round. I'm going to show you this repeat once more. So in the chain 6 space that's behind the petal, I'm going to be making 6 single crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then on these 5 stitches to make a single crochet in each one, and especially that first stitch, make sure that you get into it properly, that you haven't accidentally covered it with the single crochets from the chain 6 space. It's 2, 3, 4 and 5, and continue like this all the way around and join with a slip stitch in this first single crochet right at the beginning. I've just made 6 single crochets in this last chain 6 space, and then of course I need to make a single crochet on the first stitch and a single crochet on the second and the single crochet on the third, like so. And now I can join with a slip stitch in the first of these 2 single crochets that I made in these first 2 stitches. So this is the single crochet right from the beginning. I'm going to make a slip stitch into that. I'm going to use the same color in the next round, so I'm not going to cut off my yarn. So we're on to round 13. Now this is a round in which there are a lot of things happening, and I'll walk you through it slowly one by one. What we're going to be doing is in essence make these same as these flower petals that we've made before, but this time we're not going to be making them in 1 stitch opening but in 2 stitches. And as a result, if you look here, here's the center double crochet, is that they'll be falling in these 2 stitches either side of this central double crochet. And we'll again be skipping stitches as we go from here to here, so to this central single crochet, and that single crochet is on the 3rd stitch on these 6 single crochets that we've made here. So that's 1, 2, 3, it's this stitch, and if you're counting from here you'll be skipping 3 stitches, and then it will be stitch number 4. But I'll count you through this as we go. We're going to start by first making half a flower petal, and from there onwards we're going to be making the full repeat unit, and when we get round to the other side you'll be making the last half of this flower petal that will be over here. What we'll also be doing is we'll be picking up this picot stitch here and connecting it to this this light purple here. So we'll be connecting these 2 stitch rows to each other. Well, I'll take you through it step by step. I'm working in the same color, so I'm just continuing from where we stopped in the previous row. If you have a new color, you would also insert here a new yarn, and basically then it's the same. We start with chain 4, which is the first treble crochet, like so, and then 3 more treble crochets in the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and that gives you half of the flower petal. And from here onwards you're going to be skipping 3 stitches, which means that this is 1, 2, 3 stitches. So in this stitch here you're going to be inserting for the single crochet which will start the repeat unit. So skip, and this first stitch may be slightly hidden here, so make sure to see that correctly. That's 1, 2, 3, and in here at 4th stitch enter into and make a single crochet like so. So after the first single crochet of the repeat unit, I'm going to be picking up the 2nd chain stitch from the picot from the previous petal. So pick up stitch here and pick up the next single crochet in the row that you're actually working on, and that's this stitch here, like so. So you've got, that's the stitch in the row we're working in, and that's the picot, and pull through and make a single crochet like so, and make another single crochet in the stitch after, like so, and then you've connected the picot to the row you're working in. For the next flower petal, I'm going to be skipping 3 stitches. So this is the stitch we're in at the moment, so that's 1, 2, 3 that we're skipping, and in the 4th stitch we're actually going to be making the first half of the petal. So that's again a treble crochet, skip 1, 2, 3, so in number 4, which is this stitch here, make the first treble like so, and you also see that's on the right from the center double crochet here. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4, all in the same stitch, like so. You can see here how that these 3 stitches that you skipped are not always very clear, so make sure that you really skip 3 stitches, and in the 4th stitch you make the first petal, or the first half of the petal. Then we make a picot, just like we've done before. That's chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then enter back into that first chain stitch with a slip stitch, like so. And then in the next stitch, so that's that one over there, you're going to be making again 4 trebles. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're at the end of the repeat, like so. I'm going to show you the repeat once more. We start with skipping 3 stitches, so that's 1, 2, 3 stitches. In the 4th stitch, which is the 3rd of the 6 single crochets in the chain 6 space, make a single crochet. Then pick up the picot and the next stitch. Pull through and make a single crochet, like so. The next stitch, also make single crochet, like so. So you can see how we're now in this stitch here. This is the stitch we're in. So we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in this stitch over here, that stitch, we're going to be making the 4 treble crochets. So skip 3, and this stitch here, you can see how it's to the right of this double crochet here. That's your marker. It's to kind of dividing your petal in 2. So 4 treble crochets in that stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now again you can make a picot stitch, so that's chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then go back in the first of the chain 3 and close with a slip stitch. And the next stitch, this one here, going to be making 4 trebles again. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're at the end of the repeat unit again. And I'm just going to quickly bring you to the next one. So it's skipping 3 stitches. So in this stitch here, enter and make single crochet, like so. And of course you're at the start of a new repeat again. And you can see how your flower petals are taking shape, and that you're also connecting the previous petals to this row here, so that it's all nice and tight, that it doesn't go everywhere when your blanket is finished. So continue all the way around, and I'll also show you the last repeat and to close this round. So repeat until here. So we're on the last part of this round, and I've just skipped 3 stitches and made that first single crochet. And now we in essence need to make this first half of this flower petal, and we're going to start by again picking up the picot, and it should be here somewhere. There we go. Sometimes it is just a little tricky. There, got it. And then the next stitch, pull through, make a single crochet, and then the next stitch also a single crochet. Now we're going to skip 3 stitches and make a treble crochet in this stitch here. So it's a stitch just before on the right of the double crochet. And in this space here we're going to be making 4 trebles. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. And of course we still need to make a picot. That's 1, 2, 3, and close with a slip stitch, like so. And then we're going to join to the beginning of the chain 4 here from where we started with. So we've got, so right at the top of this chain 4, and we're going to close with a slip stitch. At this point I'm going to cut my yarn off, because in the next round I'm going to be using a new color, and pull through, pull tight, like so. And now you've made lovely flower petals, kind of slightly bigger than the previous ones. And what's also nice is if you use the same color yarn for all 3 these rows, is that it becomes a nice whole. So much for round 13, and I'll show you round 14. For round 14, it is reasonably similar to round 11, with a slight difference that we're also going to be using front post double crochets for around the picot stitch. We will take it one step at a time. I've got a new color of yarn, and I'm going to start with a half double crochet in the first of the trebles that we've made. So this here is the first stitch of these 4 trebles. So I'm going to enter into that first stitch. Again, I didn't hold my yarn tight enough. So in that first stitch, make a half double crochet, like so. You can see that stitch, the first one, and then you've got the 4 more. In the next stitch, make a single crochet, like so. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the 7th treble, so these are 4, and then it's 5, 6, 7. In that stitch, make another single crochet. So you can see up to here that it's very similar to round 11. And then of course in the next stitch you would make a half double crochet. Up to here, it's been the same as round 11. Now a slight difference. In the next 3 stitches, we're going to be making a double crochet on the first one, a front post double crochet around the picot, and then a double crochet on the 3rd stitch. So double crochet on that stitch, that first single crochet. And then for the second one, we're going to be making a front post double crochet around the picot, so like so. So here you've got the picot connected to the to round 13 in essence, and go underneath and make a double crochet like so, and then a double crochet on the third of those 3 single crochets like so. You can see how you've made a small framework again, just like we've done before. Now we can start the repeat unit. So in essence what we've just done now, we're going to be repeating all around. So I'm going to show you one more time. Make a half double crochet in that first stitch of the treble, make a single crochet in the second stitch, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the other side, in the 7th stitch, again a single crochet. So, and then the last stitch, the 8th treble, make a half double crochet like so. And now again these 3 stitches here. On the first one, make a double crochet. The second one is a double front post double crochet, so that's around the picot, and then the third double crochet is in that, there we go, third single crochet. And that third single crochet can sometimes be a little hard to get into because you've got the front post there already. And then you're back at the beginning. So this is your repeat. Repeat that all the way around and close with a slip stitch in this standing half double crochet here from the beginning. So go all the way around. Round 15. Round 15 is very similar to round 12. The only difference is you're going to have a few more single crochets. So I'm using the same color. So I'm going to make a chain 1 and a single crochet in the same stitch as where I made the slip stitch, like so. If you're using a different color, you would make a standing single crochet in this joining stitch. And in the next stitch, also a single crochet. So now you've made 2 single crochets. In the chain 6 space, I'm going to be making 6 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now comes the slight difference with round 12. You're now going to be making 7 single crochets on these 7 stitches. In round 12 you only had 5. So that's 1 on the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now you're at a chain 6 space again, and here you again make 6 single crochets. You go like this all the way around, again making 6 single crochets in the chain 6 space, and then 7 single crochets on these 7 stitches. Go all the way around and close with a slip stitch in the first single crochet. The completion of round 15 also brings us to the end of part 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again for part 3.